The salty air was thick with the smell of the sea and something else. Something bad. A dog, out for a fun run on the dunes of Provincetown's Race Point Beach, wandered away from its owner, its happy bark turning into a worried whine. It had found a scene that would forever haunt the beautiful landscape, the body of a woman who had been killed. Her life and her identity were taken. July 26, 1974. The discovery scared the small, close-knit community. The summer sun, usually warm and joyful, suddenly felt heavy, casting long, scary shadows across the sand. The perfect image of Cape Cod, a place for artists and vacationers, was broken, replaced by the scary reality of a violent, unsolved crime. The wind whispered secrets through the beach grass, carrying the unspoken question, who was she? The woman, later called the Lady of the Dunes, lay on a beach towel, her body placed in a strange way, almost like it was arranged. She was nude, her head nearly cut off by a strong blow. Her hands were missing, carefully removed, probably to stop identification through fingerprints. The killer had clearly tried hard to hide her identity, adding more mystery to the already confusing case. The gruesome scene showed a picture of planned brutality, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide beneath the surface of paradise. The discovery of the Lady of the Dunes started a decades-long investigation, a relentless search for justice that continues to this day. The case has become a local legend, a ghost story told around campfires and on quiet evenings. It's a strong reminder that even in the most beautiful places, evil can cast its long, dark shadow, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a lingering sense of unease. The search for her name, for the truth behind her tragic end, became a shared obsession, a sign of the community's lasting hope for closure. Provincetown in 1974 was a place of contrasts, a town where the past and the present seemed to collide in a vibrant yet sometimes uneasy dance. A vibrant artist colony nestled at the tip of Cape Cod, it was a haven for free spirits, a melting pot of creativity and bohemian ideals. Artists, writers, and musicians flocked to this picturesque town, seeking inspiration and community. The summer air buzzed with the energy of tourists and locals alike, drawn to the town's unique charm and stunning natural beauty. The beaches were filled with sunbathers and swimmers, while the streets bustled with activity. The narrow streets, lined with colorful clapboard houses and quaint shops, were alive with the sounds of laughter and music, a vibrant tapestry of summer life. Street performers entertained passers-by, and the aroma of fresh seafood wafted through the air. Yet beneath the surface of this idyllic summer scene, a darker current flowed. As night fell, the town's atmosphere shifted, revealing a more mysterious and sometimes unsettling side. The 1970s were a time of social and political upheaval, a period marked by a rise in crime and a growing sense of unease. The nation was grappling with issues that seemed to seep into every corner, even reaching the remote beauty of Provincetown. Provincetown, despite its remote location, wasn't immune to these anxieties. The town's isolation could not shield it from the broader societal tensions that were brewing. The carefree atmosphere was often punctuated by whispers of illicit activities and the occasional unsettling rumor. Stories of drug use and clandestine meetings circulated, adding a layer of intrigue and suspicion. The town, like the rest of the nation, was grappling with the changing times, the fading innocence of a bygone era. The cultural shifts were palpable, and the sense of nostalgia for simpler times was ever present. The summer of '74, in particular, held a certain tension, a foreboding that something was amiss. It was as if the town itself was holding its breath, waiting for an inevitable disruption. The carefree spirit of Provincetown seemed to be overshadowed by a subtle sense of unease. Even the most joyous moments were tinged with an undercurrent of anxiety. Locals later recalled a feeling of disquiet, an almost palpable shift in the atmosphere. It was as if the town's collective consciousness was aware of an impending change. Perhaps it was the oppressive heat, or maybe it was the undercurrent of societal anxieties that permeated the air. The weight of the times seemed to press down on everyone, making the summer feel heavier than usual. Whatever it was, the summer of '74 held a certain darkness, a premonition of the tragedy that was about to unfold. The sense of foreboding was almost tangible, a shadow that loomed over the town. The discovery of the Lady of the Dunes shattered the illusion of peace and security that had cloaked Provincetown. The brutal reality of the crime was a stark contrast to the town's serene facade. The brutal murder exposed a raw nerve, a reminder that even in paradise, darkness can lurk. It was a wake-up call that no place, no matter how idyllic, is immune to the harsh realities of life. The town's carefree spirit was replaced by a collective sense of shock and grief, a shared wound that would take years to heal. The community came together in mourning, united by their loss and their search for answers. The summer of '74 became etched in the town's memory, forever linked to the unsolved mystery of the woman on the dunes. It was a story that would haunt Provincetown for decades, a reminder of the fragility of peace. The vibrant colors of the summer season seemed to fade, replaced by the somber hues of an unsolved crime. The town's spirit, once so bright and lively, was now tinged with a sense of loss and uncertainty. The investigation into the Lady of the Dunes began immediately, but the scene yielded few clues. The initial shock of the discovery quickly gave way to a methodical search for evidence. The killer had meticulously cleaned the area, leaving behind little trace evidence. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, leaving the investigators with a nearly pristine crime scene. The remote location of the body, far from the bustling town center, suggested that the perpetrator knew the area well, perhaps even a local. This knowledge of the terrain indicated a familiarity that could be crucial in narrowing down suspects. The remoteness of Race Point Beach, accessible only by a long winding dirt road, hinted at a premeditated crime, a carefully chosen location designed to conceal the horrific act. The isolation of the beach made it an ideal spot for someone looking to commit such a crime without being seen. Among the scant items found at the scene were a blue bandana, folded neatly beneath the victim's head, and a pair of Wrangler jeans. These items, though seemingly mundane, were the only tangible pieces of evidence left behind. These seemingly ordinary objects became focal points of the investigation, silent witnesses to the tragedy. Each item was carefully bagged and tagged, with the hope that they might hold the key to unraveling the mystery. The bandana, perhaps a personal item, or maybe a trophy taken by the killer, held the potential to unlock the mystery of the woman's identity. It was examined for any traces of DNA or other forensic evidence that could provide a lead. The jeans, a common brand, offered little in the way of specific leads, but their presence added to the growing portrait of the victim. They were analyzed for any unique markings or wear patterns that might help identify the owner. Investigators meticulously documented every detail of the crime scene, photographing the body, the surrounding area, and the few scattered objects. Each photograph was a piece of the puzzle, capturing the scene as it was found. They combed the sand for footprints, tire tracks, anything that might offer a clue to the killer's identity. The search was exhaustive, with every inch of the area being scrutinized for potential evidence. The meticulous process, a slow and painstaking search for answers, began to yield small pieces of the puzzle. Each clue, no matter how insignificant it seemed, was carefully cataloged and analyzed. The position of the body, the absence of certain items, the very nature of the wounds, all spoke to a calculated act of violence. The investigators noted the precision and intent behind each detail, painting a picture of a deliberate and cold-blooded act. Despite the initial lack of evidence, investigators refused to give up. Their determination was unwavering, driven by a commitment to bring justice to the victim. They canvassed the town, interviewing residents and tourists, hoping to find someone who had seen something, anything that might shed light on the case. Each interview was a potential breakthrough, a chance to uncover a new lead. The process was slow, frustrating, but essential. Every piece of information, no matter how small, was a potential clue that could lead them closer to the truth. Every conversation, every lead, no matter how small, was meticulously followed, in the hope that it might lead them closer to the truth. the investigators knew that persistence was key in solving such a complex case. The determination of the investigators, their unwavering commitment to solving the case, became a beacon of hope in the face of overwhelming uncertainty. Their dedication was a testament to their resolve to find justice for the Lady of the Dunes. They knew that somewhere, hidden amongst the grains of sand and the whispers of the wind, lay the answer to the mystery of the Lady of the Dunes. It was a matter of piecing together the fragments of evidence to reveal the truth. It was a matter of finding it. The search continued, driven by the hope that one day, the whispers in the sand would reveal their secrets. Section 4. The Phantom Sketch. A Face in the Mist. As weeks turned into months, and months into years, the Lady of the Dunes remained nameless, her identity shrouded in an impenetrable fog. The lack of identification hampered the investigation, making it difficult to establish a motive or track down potential suspects. Each clue seemed to lead to a dead end, and every promising lead turned cold. The missing hands, a chilling detail, made fingerprint identification impossible, leaving investigators with few options. It was as if someone had deliberately erased her identity, making her a ghost in the records. They relied on traditional methods, circulating a detailed description of the victim, hoping someone would recognize her. The process was painstaking, involving countless hours of meticulous work. In a desperate attempt to put a face to the name, investigators worked with forensic artists to create a composite sketch of the victim. The artists, skilled in their craft, tried to capture every detail that might spark a memory in someone's mind. The sketch, released to the public, depicted a woman with long, dark hair, a distinctive nose, and a haunting gaze. It was a face that seemed to look right through you, as if pleading for recognition. The image, though imperfect, became a symbol of the unsolved mystery, a constant reminder of the nameless woman who had met such a tragic end. People stared at it, hoping to recall a forgotten encounter or a fleeting memory. The sketch was widely circulated, appearing in newspapers and on television, in the hope that someone, somewhere, would recognize the face staring back at them. It was a plea for help, a call to the community to come forward with any information. Despite the widespread publicity, the sketch failed to yield any definitive leads. Each day that passed without new information felt like a step further away from the truth. Years passed, and the case grew cold. The once bustling investigation room became silent, the files gathering dust as the mystery remained unsolved. The Lady of the Dunes became a local legend, a ghost story whispered around campfires and on quiet evenings. Her story was told and retold, each version adding a new layer of intrigue and sorrow. The image of her face, forever etched in the collective memory of Provincetown, became a symbol of the town's unsolved mystery, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. It was a face that haunted the dreams of many, a silent plea for justice. The sketch, once a symbol of hope, gradually became a symbol of frustration, a testament to the elusive nature of truth. It was a constant reminder of the case that had slipped through their fingers. Yet, even as hope dwindled, the investigators never gave up. They remained determined, driven by a sense of duty and a desire to bring closure to the case. They continued to pursue every lead, every rumor, no matter how improbable. Each new piece of information was scrutinized, every potential witness interviewed. The case file, thick with reports, interviews, and photographs, became a testament to their unwavering dedication. It was a record of their relentless pursuit of the truth. They knew that somewhere, hidden amongst the pages, lay the key to unlocking the mystery. It was a puzzle waiting to be solved, a story waiting to be told. It was a matter of finding it, of connecting the dots, of bringing the Lady of the Dunes back from the shadows and giving her back her name. The search for answers continued, driven by a hope that refused to die. The phantom sketch, though a faint image, remained a beacon of hope, a symbol of the enduring quest for justice. A reminder that even in the darkest of mysteries, there is always a chance, however slim, that the truth will eventually emerge. The dawn would break, and with it, perhaps, the answers they had been seeking for so long. For years, the Lady of the Dunes remained a haunting, unidentified mystery. But in a shocking twist in 2022, nearly 50 years after her body was found, advancements in DNA technology finally uncovered her identity. Her name was Ruth Marie Terry, a woman from Tennessee. This breakthrough came from a combination of modern forensic genealogy and DNA analysis, linking her to family members who never knew what had happened to her. Yet, while we now know her name, the question of who took her life and why remains unanswered. Ruth's identity gives us new pieces to the puzzle, but the search for her killer continues. Could more secrets be hiding in those dunes? If you want to see more chilling unsolved cases like this, don't forget to like and subscribe.